New investments, new deals. I promise you won't be disappointed. Can you keep up? Lighter than a dove. Quickly and take this! Can you keep up?
Halo, nah. Tos.
Wind, guide me.
Jam. Butuhnya jam 8. Ada yang like, thank you. Kayaknya gacha carlotta dulu aja Pak ya, sebelum gacha itu paling enggak
Fancy
E2.
running into you here. Won't you dine with me? Ms. Margarita asked me to sample her newest pizza, but my goodness, these portions.
Did you hear what the Order's acolytes found while clearing the abandoned library? A manuscript of a poem with an accompanying music sheet. The public has already caught wind of its contents. Did you know it was signed as Golden Anthem? They say it was their last work, written aboard the Pilgrim's Sail. I reckon the original finder fished it out the sea and put it in the library, not knowing what it was.
Shh, quiet. They're criminals. Let's not mention them in public.
Aku kok panas banget ya, masih berkeringat.
Shh. That name is not to be spoken of in Laguna. Simply put, the Golden Anthem was once a renowned poets' society. Their 3 members were once the Sentinel's cantors, but the Order banished them for insulting the divinity. Allegedly, their pilgrim sail caught fire and none on board survived, and thus their last known work disappeared.
Well, since the manuscript is no longer secret, how does the tune sound?
Nanti malam game baru.
Give me a second. Let me think. Hear that? It's exactly what they're playing now.
Well, it would appear they were possessed by daemons, just as this very article suggests. Friends, it's been too long. I gather you were also listening in on that conversation about the Golden Anthem's last work?
What did you mean by daemons?
Resentful of the Order's verdict, they committed to paper a curse upon Rinascita and Raguna. Those favored by the divinity were the most willing to raise the blade of rebellion, for they alone knew how to make divinity bleed and doctrines crumble. Though they died in exile to a great fire, their resentment festered in their music and poetry, transforming into horrors known as daemons. Like the fire that dragged them to hell, these daemons will spread throughout the land and burn all of Raguna. This article was recently published in the Raguna Literary Journal. Quite the perspective, wouldn't you say? Vengeance born of resentment. Such dark and twisted characters are hard to resist. Perhaps someone unwittingly played that tune just now and opened the plushies to possession by the daemons. Then again, it's all conjecture. Those in the Poets' Society died years ago, and who's to say what really happened? Now, if those vengeful spirits really do exist, well, out of all the patrons here, they went straight for you, Rover. Curious and curiouser. By the way, it just so happens that I made a copy of the Poets' Society's last work. Here, take it. Consider it a little souvenir from your spirited encounter. Maybe it'll prove useful later. Goodbye, friends. A change of venue is in order. I must finish my play.
Swap.
Like the fire that dragged them to hell, these daemons will spread throughout the land and burn all of Raguna. Unverifiable, yes, but not entirely dismissible. That said, a peculiar entity did indeed manifest, and it attacked you. So, let's start at the very beginning. I have a friend who's an expert in deciphering music. I believe you've met her before. She who resembles Topaz should still be near Whisperwind Haven at this hour.
Your Samuel will never wither. Alah, salah. Salah, tak kira udah sayap. ya.
Wind guide me.
Ada nggak sih di sini? Nggak ada ya udah.
Leave it to me. The wicked will face judgment. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds.
My compliments. Victory favors me.
Salah.
Take this.
Wind calls, waves follow. The wicked will face judgment.
My compliments. Found your weak spot. Gently does it? In her world, poetry and music hold equal sway. Shh. Listen carefully.
Strum my strings for the endless dance of time. To fly is not to flee, but to journey towards the dreams. All the hopes will set us free from doubts and fears deep within. Let the sunrise gild our wings, let the twilight soothe our
Follow the song to find
the
her.
skyward forever wild and free.
Rover, Carlotta, it's been too long.
You really must adore that song. I remember hearing you sing it when I was little. When I was a child, whenever I passed by Chacona's house, I'd always hear music drifting from the courtyard. Lively, spirited, and so full of emotion.
I remember it well. Those two guards of yours were like giants from Septimont. Easily 200 pounds of pure muscle.
Back then, Chacona's family conducted the Order's choir.
How should I put it? Well, as they say, families are always rising and falling. But a song is a song, whether sung in a grand hall or beneath the open sky. As for family matters, let the past stay where it belongs. Anyway, the two of you came in such a hurry. I suppose you're not here to take in the music? So you eavesdropped on a man rambling on in C3 Sharp, and then, poof, out pops a monster. It is the point. I need to know what kind of music could possibly have the power to conjure up those monsters of yours. Golden Anthem. That name should never be spoken. They're criminals. To conspire with them is to risk banishment at sea. Or worse.
That's okay.
Don't worry. This won't be the first time we've crossed paths with the Order.
Fine. From what you've told me, the composers of this poem cursed Rinascita, spelling the fall of Raguna. When the poem is played, some type of horror appears. If I understand correctly, that's what attacked you and Carlotta. If you ask me, this story is a right load of codswallop. I don't believe a simple little poem could curse Rinascita.
Then you...
We need to get to the heart of this poem and music mystery. Let me join you. I can't resist a good adventure.
Ya ako na.
I'll help you find the link between the music and those daemons. But in return, I want you to hand these pages to me for safekeeping. Then we have a deal. Since you believe this music summons them, how about we test it for ourselves? I've already memorized the sheet music.
It's risky, but there's no surer way to find out. Wouldn't you agree, Rover?
The final work of poets banished to distant seas and condemned to death. What, I wonder, did the verses forged in flames truly sing of?
Agak kurang pas petikannya.
They are just like the ones that attacked us in the restaurant.
Wind calls, waves follow. I am the tempest.
My compliments, Impolite. You will yield. The world is mine.
They burn in despair, resentful of the Order's verdict, till their last breath. Their last work is nothing but a curse upon us all. With our bodies to fuel the fire, the ensuing furnace shall forge Raguna's true gold. Is it saying Raguna will burn to the ground?
They wanted their resentment to echo through the streets. Just by reading this, I can almost see their terrifying faces in the fire.
These voices. They're people of Raguna, aren't they? I think I heard Mr. C3 Sharp in the mix.
If the poet's resentful souls gave birth to daemons, then shouldn't they sound like the poets themselves? Those voices were just people who read or heard their work.
Perhaps the voices themselves are what causes the daemons to manifest. In the legends, daemons are born of death and curses. But what we've seen isn't like that, no. They're more like horrors created from people's words and imagination. Of course, I'm just speculating. The voices were somewhat muddled. Perhaps I can refine the melody. This time, we need to listen harder. Let's find out what the true story really is. This is a realm created from melodies. Music can transcend space and time to bring memories and stories to life. No. Normally, you can't perceive the frequencies in a melody. But that manuscript lets you see the world as I do. That part with the daemons should be right here.
They burn in despair, resentful of the Order's verdict, till their last breath. Their last work is nothing but a curse upon us all.
It's the same as what we heard before.
But no, I see something.
Now I see something. A balance scale with a crowd of people standing on one of the pans. What are they weighing?
The two sides of the scale represent differing perspectives. Once a work is made public, its meaning no longer belongs to its creator alone. It is shaped by the interpretations of its readers. Perhaps it was a simple poem at first, nothing more. But then that article claimed it was a curse upon Raguna. Given that members of the Golden Anthem were banished on the Pilgrim's Sail and died in a fire, the notion quickly took hold. No one knew exactly what happened, so they filled in the gaps with their imaginations. With motive and a complete story. Perhaps that's all it took for a lie to become the truth. Each time someone plays their last work, it summons daemons. This is the Golden Anthem's revenge and curse upon Raguna. Still, words and imagination alone cannot bring something into existence. Yes, someone must have used them to create the daemons. What if the mastermind pulling the strings from the shadows is the author of that article? Daemons are bound to their creator, so it might not be a coincidence you felt them target you at the restaurant. There could be a connection between you and this mastermind. Or perhaps they have their own reasons for wanting to see you silenced. Imagination knows no bounds. If left unchecked, such incidents will only increase. For resonators, dealing with them isn't much of a challenge. But for ordinary folk, it's enough to spark panic across the city. Finding the one pulling the strings should be our priority. Let's pick up where we left off. What stories lie within these melodies? If the daemons are born from the public's imagination, then things will shift once we catch whoever is responsible for starting this in the first place. This mastermind has gone to great lengths to twist the facts, stirring fear and turning it into resentment. Maybe an attempt to cover up certain stories about the Poet Society. He must be tied to them somehow. If we can learn more about the Golden Anthem, we might be one step closer to catching him. Music and poetry are born from kindness and hope. Yet now they've been twisted to create these monstrosities. Whoever is behind this won't just sit back and watch. The thought of confronting them is already inspiring me to write a ballad. What should I call it? What instruments would fit?
Our enemy hides in the dark, while we remain in the light. If that's the case, we need to split up. With your tenacity and Kona's expertise, we will uncover the truth. Someone has pointed a gun at Cat's Eye. Someone ought to pull back the curtain and expose them. The family has its ways. Tracing the article's source and finding this mastermind won't be a problem.
If we find melodies connected to the Poet Society, I can bring the past into clearer focus. I've got it, Rover! I know a place where they've definitely left their mark. Let's go! Onward to new melodies!
Tahu-tahu di sini.
I really admire the wind. It's free to go anywhere without restraint. If only it could carry my poems into the hands of everyone across the world. Ta-da! Welcome to Requiem Paradise. This is where Raguna's musicians lay their old instruments to rest. For the people of Raguna, the sea is everything. We live and sleep by the sea, and our souls drift out to sea when we pass. Since an instrument is an extension of the musician, it's only fitting that it's buried by the sea. May its dreams be long and sweet before returning to the waves. I'm certain this is where the poets of the Golden Anthem laid their instruments to rest before their banishment. What's wrong? You seem troubled.
Even annihilate?
Is that what's been on your mind this whole time? I say, if the answers aren't coming, let it all go and clear your mind. To be honest, I haven't found any leads either. But worry not, this is what we bards call a bottleneck. Once, I spent 3 days just trying to find the right words to describe a tree. Couldn't do it, not one word. So, I stood under that tree and prayed for an apple to fall on my head.
Nggak, sebenarnya karakter-karakter
Just
bagus.
like in those stories where
Tapi
inspiration
kenapa harus
strikes
ada
after an apple
tanduknya
hits you.
kayak gitu?
And, well, at least you get a snack out of it.
Dan rasanya nggak dijelasin. Harusnya dijelasin rasanya apa.
Sadly, the apples weren't ripe and none fell. No free nibbles for me, unfortunately.
Bisa kayak gitu. Dukun.
Try it.
It's a real apple.
Later, when I finally decided to leave, I looked up through the gaps in the branches and suddenly saw a blooming flower atop a cliff. Turns out, even without an apple, inspiration may yet strike. But if I hadn't stood there, I might have missed that unexpected burst of beauty. So, maybe this is enough. Let's put aside heavy thoughts and continue our walk with a clear mind.
I'm starting to understand why Carlotta calls you Topaz.
Is that so? But I'm nowhere near as dazzling as the sun. If anything, I'd rather be like Icarus in the story. Soaring freely in the sky, even if it means falling in the end. I sense the melody of an instrument close by. Let's search for it.
Ayo, cari.
A flute. It sounds sharp and harsh. If this were a performance, I'd say it's trying to finish as quickly as possible, barely giving the notes a chance to breathe.
Harpa.
A harp. It's in excellent condition, but its tone is flat and dull. Let's keep it for now and see if there are any other instruments nearby. Is that a lute? Its echoes are faint. Perhaps because it's been abandoned longer than the previous two. I'll need some time to decipher it. Wait. The sound may be weak, but there's an undeniable strength to it. Rover, behind you!
Yo.
It seems this lute likely belonged to a member of the Poets Society. Which is to say, it holds the melodies they left behind.
Wind calls, waves follow. Good. I am the Tempest.
Inspiration! Witness the art's true form! A new text to watch it is here! Ta-da! A grand overture! Who's presenting a poem of finale! The timbre also matches. I believe this lute is exactly what we've been looking for. Sometimes, even when the instruments are the same, the performer's mood can change the entire sound. For example, this lute doesn't seek to boast. It speaks softly, like a traveler sharing a story over tea in the warmth of an afternoon. The true purpose of music is to express what words cannot. Rover, if there's something you want to say but can't put into words, if you sing it, maybe I'll understand.
But I haven't even heard you sing yet.
Me? Perhaps another time. Once all this is settled, I'll perform for you. Be sure to listen closely then. Now, it's in the lute's hands. I hope this melody holds a tale worth telling. Listen, I hear something up ahead.
Sono Saweria.
It seems like an interrogation room. This melody carries the weight of the Poet Society interrogation. Let's keep moving. Take care with each step. The melodies left by these instruments are extremely fragile. The realm we're about to enter will appear fragmented. We may find ourselves straddling vast rifts in time and space. A single misstep could draw us into other melodies, leaving us lost within them.
Farrell of the Golden Anthem. Know that Imperator is stern, yet merciful. The Codex teaches us that those whose sins are cleansed by the sea shall remain blessed by the sea. It is a grave offense to slander the Sentinel. This includes your claim that the Sentinel's true form is a steed of the skies. I was told you found this lie carved on a lithograph. In the face of the tempest, a giant celestial steed carved a path for the Ark. How absurd. If you admit you were mistaken at tomorrow's trial and reveal where you have hidden the evidence, I will move mountains to protect you and your companions. Remember, Imperator only responds to repentance, not silence.
I'm sorry, Sir Acolyte. I'm doing my best to cooperate. Please don't mistake my silence for defiance. It's just, this room is freezing, and I've caught a chill. Makes it hard to talk.
Yoi, baru lanjut lagi
I'm
nih.
afraid that by the
Sibuk
time I
banget
see
soalnya
the Sentinel,
kemarin-kemarin.
I will have lost my voice entirely. Perhaps then, they will judge you for silencing a poor transgressor's confession.
As long as you repent and help us destroy those blasphemous poems and songs, the Sentinel shall show mercy. You are a wise man. I trust you will make the right choice. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Farrell. I will always be here should you wish to receive the Sentinel's mercy.
No need to worry, Sir Acolyte. In fact, I'm beginning to enjoy the cold.
Neither official nor private records show them as having ever repented in the Cathedral of Mercury. This melody is fading fast. Let's check if there's anything nearby to amplify it.
Bentar.
Farrell's gone mad. He ought to have hidden the truth in our secret study. Why would he slip this dangerous knowledge into his poems and hand them out to children. We ought to have buried the truth.
Buried the truth. It just occurred to me. Is that our mastermind's true aim? Not only to bury the past, but also to silence those who know the truth. Like you. To that end, he stirs panic to deepen Ragonese prejudice against the Poet Society, using this opportunity to create monsters born from our words. Words and music are weapons without form.
Selena.
I understand what Farrell was trying to do. We're not adventurers or mighty resonators. We don't even have the time or ability to determine whether that lithograph is real or fake. Farrell only wanted to share the voice of uncertainty. He hoped someone might understand his doubts. Our fate has been sealed. All we can do now is choose what we believe and carry what we hope to be the truth to our graves.
They don't sound like they're full of hatred at all. If anything, they appear to have anticipated what would happen. During the interrogation, they kept their composure and did not offer fierce resistance. In fact, they even showed sympathy for the interrogator.
Everything seems to revolve around the Order. Could they be the ultimate master?
Tergantung sih nanti.
We don't know that for certain.
Gacha apa enggak masih
But
ragu
at
sih.
least we now know the Poet Society would never place a curse on Raguna.
Mau lupa sama itu.
I knew this was to be our fate. From the moment we uncovered that lithograph, I knew it would come to this. Still, I have no regrets. But if the Sentinel's true form is a flying steed, what does that make the Imperator we've pledged our faith to? All this time, we've been living nothing but a lie.
The Order's stance is that the Poet Society concealed blasphemous works. Yet the Order themselves concealed the lithograph's existence. What were they afraid of? That's right! You must have seen the Sentinel in the inverted tower. To keep the Sentinel's true form a secret, the Order ruined the Golden Anthem's reputation. The melody is fading faster now and becoming unstable. We should leave. We can continue our discussion later.
Where is this place? A study? Chacona, are we? Chacona? We must have gotten separated. Chacona did say even a slight misstep could draw us into other melodies. Am I?
You are to build a home here, like seabirds. Dwell upon the water, just as countless stars dot the night sky. I don't know if what I'm feeling is right or wrong. They were clearly the Sentinel's cantors. Why would anyone call them criminals who insulted divinity?
Ini Chacona. Gak ada tanduk.
This is a poem I've never seen before. It's so different from what they used to write. Do not place flowers on my tomb, for I do not rest beneath the stone. I am the sea wind at Raguna's walls. I am a dawn that breaks through thorns. I am a nighthawk of wings aflame, soaring towards the celestial steed, whose praises I sing and whose true form I behold. A flame, celestial steed, true form I behold.
Gitar yang tadi berarti dia Cona dong.
The night sky will be illuminated by wings of flame, and I shall be reborn in immortal poetry.
Because they cannot banish the truth, the Order of the Deep instead banished us to the sea. Our thirst for truth is why we were cast out. No matter what, remember this. The truth will always exist. And the truth is gold that is unafraid of the fiercest of flames.
Can't get through. The sounds are coming from over there. What is this place? Who are you?
She's always been distant and aloof, but her true melody is both heavy and fragile. Chacona Toccata. As long as you still draw breath, lift your eyes and look. With this poem, your life is eternal. Rover? Rover, are you all right? Finally, I got you out of there. You must have been drawn into a different melody on our way out.
I just walked into his study and ran into a strange little girl. She seemed quite taken with the Poet Society's work. She mentioned a name. Chacona Toccata.
I see. I don't know who you met, but Toccata is my family name. As I said before, for family matters, let the past stay where it belongs. Just call me Chacona. We don't need to overcomplicate things. Well, we have made some progress. The melody we were in gave me a hint on what to do next. Yes, seeing as they banished the Golden Anthem, we might find more clues in the Cathedral of Mercury.
Tak ada. Ada. Lumayan ini. terbang. Tapi panjang banget ternyata ya udah.
Wind, guide me.
Cepet sih ini. Sias 200 kan harusnya petualangannya gini sih, tapi ya nggak semua orang mau.
Have you found her yet? No.
She's not here either. Oh, greetings, brother and sister. Might I ask, have you seen someone dressed like us who likes to walk with her head down?
No. Razor doesn't like walking with her head down. She must have gotten into some trouble. We're in the Order's choir. We're rehearsing hymns to sing at the ceremony. Racer is our lead chorister. We took a break from rehearsing to play hide and seek. But when the time ran out, we couldn't find her. Maybe she got mad at us because we sang badly. She hasn't smiled at us much since rehearsal started.
Can you tell your big sister here what hymn you're rehearsing?
The teacher says it's a hymn to honor the brave knights and the sentinel's guidance. But Razor says the hymn was written by a bunch of criminals.
Well, which way did Racer go? We can help you look for her.
Really? She went that way.
Wih.
Such a beautiful voice, isn't it?
You're the laureate. And you are?
My name is Jacona.
A friend of mine.
Don't be scared. We're only here so that you can finish your game of hide and seek.
Hide and seek, right. Myron and the others are waiting for me. Sorry I've caused you trouble.
how about a little chat first? Something's troubling you. I can tell.
What? Of course not. The ceremony is coming up, and the choir still has so much to rehearse. I'm fine.
Young ones today have so much talent. If I had the chance, I'd love to learn how to sing hymns. You know, our laureate here definitely knows how to sing hymns.
Yes, I do.
It's just... Before the performance, the choir has to listen to the same music, recite the same lyrics, and do the same rehearsals every day. What's more, the hymn we're practicing, it was composed by bad people. Teacher calls them heretic poets. Myron and the others never complain. They're always eager to sing praises to the Sentinel on stage. But now, their dreams are all dashed because of me. Myron, Patero, and Shia's voices are in perfect harmony, but I can never keep up. And I don't like this hymn. Myron and the others are too young to realize that heresy is a grave offense, but I know. I just don't understand why the Order wants us to sing songs written by criminals. The more I thought about it, the more out of rhythm I became. In the end, I could barely sing at all. That song just now. I've already forgotten how it's supposed to sound.
Well, what do you think a hymn should sound like?
A hymn, as the books state, is a song of praise for the Sentinel who leads the lost to the abundant lands.
No, not that. I mean, how does it make you feel? Try to remember what you were feeling when you were singing alone in the corner just now.
I didn't want to hold everyone back, and I really wanted to help everyone have a great performance at the ceremony.
Then hold on to that feeling. Let's rehearse again. You don't have anyone sitting in on your rehearsals, do you?
Uh-huh. No.
Well then, the laureate and I will be the first to hear you perform.
Star.
This is a cathedral. That's the choir on stage, with the Poet Society leading them. Looks like it's a ceremony of some kind. It sounds like...
On the surface, yes. The Order certainly upheld Raguna's prosperity and stability. The poets, praised for their songs to honor the Sentinel, earned the Order's favor. Despite their banishment, their works still serve the Order's cause today. But this, my friend, doesn't strike the right chord we need to follow. Simply knowing the Order once stood with the poets doesn't reveal the true reason behind their banishment.
Enggak om. Gak dapat malah belum itu.
It sounds like a song celebrating the knights who defeated the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven.
Belum gacha cia malah.
Someone's approaching the stage.
Kalau mau gacha sih dapat sih harusnya.
Arrogant hypocrites, every last one of you. You have no idea what happened. Not at all. Has the Order reduced our sacrifices to mere tales to be told over tea? The Sentinel's blessing. Where were you when we fought the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven? Where were any of you? Where was the Sentinel? We didn't fight for the Sentinel or for the damned Order. We fought for ourselves. You're nothing but hypocrites.
This is madness! Who is this madman? Someone remove him from here immediately. Do not be deceived. All knights who rode into that battle wielded swords sanctified by the Order. They fought in the name of divinity.
What he said about the common folk, is it true? Tell me, were they also sent to fight at Whisperwind Haven?
What a mess. I suppose this incident is what changed the Poet Society. Strange. Why is this passageway so long? This is the same study I stumbled into in the realm of melodies.
Afternoon tea! Yes, please. Your tea and biscuits, miss. I'll reapply the medicine once you've finished. Next time, no more climbing walls. Understood? It wasn't just for fun. I was trying to... There, I understand. You've always been a curious child. You saw something terribly interesting and snuck out to take a closer look. Wait. Is it raspberry? My favorite. Ow! Look at this. This book says the flower doesn't live long. But that's silly. I know it can survive the coldest of winters. Maybe one day I'll become a great bard. A proper one, who never makes mistakes like this. Miss, this study is a secret. You must never tell a soul. I understand. But I've always wondered, why do people say they're guilty? There are so many interesting poems and songs here. Why won't Father let me see them? Oh, you'll understand when you're older, miss.
Splendid singing. Even the laureate was enraptured.
Jelek banget.
Razor did wonderfully. Thanks to you, I figured it out. Sincerity is what truly matters when we pray and sing praises to the Sentinel.
Yes. A hymn isn't just a few lines of history. It is shaped by your feelings and experiences. It may differ in each person's eyes, but its resonance and meaning are universal. I hope you'll give the audience a spectacular performance on the day of the ceremony. So, what did you see in Razor's melody?
The Poet Society was criticized for glorifying the knights over the common folk during one of their hymn performances. Their assumptions were challenged, so they traveled to the knight's encampment at Whisperwind Haven to verify the truth for themselves.
This incident may have been the turning point for the Poet Society. Did you find any other clues? Next time we venture into the realm of melodies, perhaps we should tie our hands together to stop you from getting lost. If the Order's choir is pointing us to Whisperwind Haven, then that's where we'll find more clues. Let's go.
Cuacanya kok lagi nggak jelas ya. Di sini hitam, di situ nggak hitam. Saya mau gelut dulu lah. Lama-lama ngantuk, walaupun ceritanya sebenarnya cukup menarik. Cuma kalau udah dibungkus sama hal-hal aneh kayak musik atau apa kurang jadinya.
I've heard of these nights during my travels. This should be where they're old encampments too. There seem to be an instrument poems or music here that carry the memory of a melody. Let's try searching the area first. I captured the spark!
My God. Running won't save me.
Tiga berarti di sini.
These bonfire poets were no doubt members of the Poet Society. The note says they had wandered the area looking for inspiration. To find the melody, we should try to follow the route they once took. Perhaps inspiration will strike us along the way. This was the last stop on their route. Oh, the view just now as we soared in the sky was just breathtaking. What is it? Has anything come to mind? Yes. How did I miss that? The wind is the finest recorder of melodies. It rises from the primal, churning endlessly, echoing in our ears without end. I believe the melodies left by the Poet Society were witnessed by the wind, and it will carry them to us.
What are you
Playing a
doing?
tune, of course. I want to capture the mood they must have felt when they were here. I'm curious as to what they left behind.
Rimbo and Selena must have returned to Raguna by now. That lithograph of the Sentinel's true form. It has to be here somewhere. Did that gentleman guide us intentionally? Who exactly was he? Backpack stuffed with papers claiming to be a common artist traveling in search of inspiration. Yet he spoke like a nobleman. But I can't afford to think about that now. If not for his help, we'd still be singing praises to a full Sentinel. He's right. We cannot continue to sing for the Order anymore. We must enlighten the people of Raguna. They deserve to know the truth. The Knights of the Order defend only the Order's interests, and so the time has come for us to become knights for the people of Raguna.
It seems someone told the poets the truth about the Sentinel, and even suggested they stop singing solely for divinity and begin singing for the common folk as well. On the surface, what our mystery man said makes perfect sense. He even has knowledge of Imperator's true form. And this hidden lithograph is evidence the poets were telling the truth. Is this form of the Sentinel the same as the one you saw at Avenolium?
The majestic Sentinel.
So the poets were indeed banished for uncovering the Order's secrets. Even under interrogation, they held their silence. It wasn't until they met this mysterious man and learned the truth that they chose to become Knights of Raguna. Resentment and curses are not songs of their own style. As for the true mastermind, we still have no direct proof linking him to the Order. We must confront his lies and put an end to these daemon incidents. But once the truth of the Golden Anthem and Imperator is revealed, it will no longer be just a matter of daemons. But is now the right time?
The will of the people is strong. This mastermind is so sure that the lies about the Sentinel will go undiscovered, and that no one will easily believe the truth. The truth exists to be uncovered. All we need is to plant the seeds of doubt in the people's hearts, and let them take root and grow.
Yes. Let's get going then. We'll go back to Margarita's. It's where our story began, and it's where it must end.
Margarita, Margarita.
Miss Margarita!
Well, hello, hello. If it isn't Rover and Chacona. Oh, Miss Chacona is a regular around here, you know. I've even asked her to perform a few times. Helps bring in the crowds.
Actually, I've come to ask a favor of you today, Miss Margarita. I'm sure you've heard the rumors circulating lately about the Poets Society's legacy. There's something important we'd like to share. Could you help us gather everyone?
Not a problem at all. Did you make any big discoveries? I'm so curious about what actually happened. It's driving me nuts.
Rover, we'll begin when you're ready.
Let's do it.
The poets did board the Pilgrim's sail, becoming the stars of their own final act. We all know how that tale ended. A great fire consumed the ship, dragging it to icy depths. and the poets of the Golden Anthem with it. But hear this. Banishment did not breed hatred in their hearts for our city, and the flames did not scorch a curse into their music or poems. If you wish to hear their true voices once more, seek them at the Cathedral of Mercury. The children there still sing hymns written by the poets of the Golden Anthem. And yet, not a single daemon has appeared. Even as those poets faced their end. As the fire filled the ship's cabins, they penned their last poems with death drawing near. Perhaps they were greeted by the Sentinel in their final moments. Or perhaps they fell silently toward death. If the poets truly meant to curse Ragusa, why would they write such obscure poems? Why not simply leave their works behind in Ragusa? No. Their last words were hastily written as the flames closed in. This charade, it was carefully crafted, twisting their work to conceal the truth. We already have... No. Tomorrow, at the Odyssey Opera House, I will reveal the truth. Until then, I thank you all for your patience.
This car... this is very confusing.
Previously.
Sorry.
Loria, is this all real? What do you mean by the truth? Did you discover something? The poets of the Golden Anthem, they were...
A fascinating story indeed. You've certainly piqued everyone's curiosity. The speech you made just now, you're implying the poets of the Golden Anthem were framed and their works deliberately misinterpreted.
Exactly. Someone used the story of the Golden Anthem to stir the public's curiosity. This is what created the daemons.
If memory serves, official records of the Order of the Deep state the poets were charged with blasphemy against the Sentinel. Surely you're not suggesting this was all the Order's doing? I dare say, such remarks would be considered a grave crime, punishable by banishment.
Are you from a noble family? The city's elite have a habit of siding with the Order.
I'm afraid you misunderstand. I admit, I do get that question quite often. I am but a traveling playwright. Your presentation brings me back to a play I wrote in my youth. A group of birds locked inside a cage. Convinced they will never fly, they do nothing but stand on a perch. Then, one day, the cage door opened. The young birds flapped their fragile wings attempting to fly, but plummeted to the ground, one by one. Many consider their fate a tragic one. What say you?
I see it differently. Even if they met their end falling into the abyss, they still had a chance to glimpse the sky and spread their wings.
And what of those who chose to remain in the cage, having witnessed their predecessors fall to their demise? Will they dare to reach for the skies, after realizing the cost of choosing to fly? Does the truth exist to protect, or to harm? That is the question.
Yeah.
Miss Poet, I look forward to tomorrow's arrival.
A splendid retaliation. I witnessed all of your performance. Like everyone present, I too eagerly anticipate tomorrow's arrival. As expected, the Order's fingerprints are all over it. According to our inside sources, it was none other than acolytes from the Order who salvaged the poet's lost works from the wreckage. They've long known of their existence and hid the poems in the Order's library. It's possible this was a sham all along. Choosing to make it public now likely means they're using those poems to obscure the real truth. Now, considering the fact that the untraceable article first began circulating among poets, musicians, and playwrights alike, I think it's fair to say its author is a regular of such secret circles. He may even be the resonator we've speculated about. His collusion with the Order is why these rumors are allowed to run rampant in the streets. I'll have someone follow this secret circle's trail and see what we can find. We should also share these findings with Chacona. As a poet, her insights would be much appreciated.
Chacona, tadi kabur saja.
She was just there a moment ago.
Just like when we were children.
Gone without a trace.
And she and her family disappeared without even a goodbye. Ms. Margarita, have you seen Chacona?
Miss Chacona? She was squirreling off towards the harbor earlier. I thought that's where you were meeting, so I didn't say a word. She did look quite down, though. Never seen her wear such a gloomy face before.
Thank you for letting us know, Ms. Margarita.
Why don't we split up and look for her at the harbor?
The young birds left their cage, flapping frail wings as they fell to the ground.
I never thought his words would reach into the depths I sealed away so long ago.
Coming here implies you worry about tomorrow's outcome. You intend to reveal the truth of the Sentinel to the public. But that revelation, it comes with a price. One you've paid before as a child. Remember?
Oh, dibunuh semua
Here I
itu.
thought you'd be much wiser than this. You know the dangers of pilgrimage, yet you all still cling to the same reckless path. Tell me, what drives such stubbornness?
The truth has its thorns, and the golden anthem has already paid its price. Do you wish to relive their fate?
Is that what you're trying to tell me with your play? But you know nothing of how the golden anthem responded.
Allow me to share the answer, Sir Acolyte. Do you remember the very first voice from the heavens? The one the people of Rinascita kept alive in their hearts as they built their homes on this land? Surely you've seen The Golden Bough, yes? A play where people from various clans wear masks, singing and celebrating together. An occasion you now call Carnival.
And what of it?
It is words and songs. We are not your enemies. What you face here is something that is hard to describe, something I call reverberation. It exists forever, and you can never defeat it.
You pitiful fool. Off to the seas with that reverberation you believe in so dearly.
The Order of the Deep seeks to banish us to the seas because they know they can't banish the truth.
Hear that? The bell they tolled. I will be the one to carry its sound forward.
The parallels, so striking. Just like the day the Poets Society boarded their sail. You, Chacona Toccata, blaspheming against the Sentinel. So this is the resonance they babbled on about. After all these years, another group of fools is ready to march down the same path. Why are there always those who believe the Sentinel is some tamed horse? The poets were at least clever enough to hold their tongues, but you have the nerve to parade your blasphemy through the streets. Almost makes those poets look noble by comparison.
Is that so, Sir Acolyte? I do hope you dream of this Sentinel of yours every night, then.
Spare me your sarcasm, you insolent bard! You're nothing but a mouthy relic, the last of what remains of your wretched family. Do you not repent for your crimes?
Ah, so you've already tasted their fate, haven't you? You and your family, banished in the name of blasphemy. Such a dramatic turn of events. As cantors of the Sentinel, both the Toccata family and the Poet Society committed the same crime. Tell me, what is the connection between you and those poets?
You're nothing but a figment of my imagination. None of this concerns you. It was a price we were willing to pay. We have no regrets. When I was a child, I lacked the ability to prove the Sentinel's true form. But now, with the inverted tower shifting and the prophesied laureate among us, I believe the opportunity has presented itself for the truth to be...
Opportunity. Indeed. The moment of choice dawns once more. Do you intend to repeat history? This time, dragging Rover along with you, boarding the pilgrim sail and clinging to hope as the storm carries you away. Isn't this what you're afraid of? You've unraveled the hand behind it all, but the Order will never allow such truths to see the light. Rover, Miss Carlotta, and all those you've gathered along the way will be forced to bear the consequences of your quest for the truth. And perhaps even that blessed maiden whose whereabouts remain a mystery to this day. Even so, will you two still insist on stepping onto that stage tomorrow? Have you really made your choice? I look forward to the arrival of tomorrow, Miss Poet.
Aduh.
Is this Chacona's sheet music? She was here. The vision I just saw seems to have been recorded from this. Chacona mentioned she always writes down her melodies on manuscript paper. Could this be? The Golden Anthem? An interrogation room. Being here reminds me of the many unanswered questions still hidden within these melodies. The girl in the Poet Society's study must have been Chacona when she was little. What happened last time was no accident. As the performer, her own melodies got entangled in the mix. But why was she there? And why are the Takata family and the Poet Society accused of the same crime?
Batas ini ya, batas. Oke, ada batasnya.
Thank you for understanding everything. Is there anyone else here besides you?
Bisa kayak gitu.
You must have touched the Golden Anthem's music sheet. This is the story it holds. To be able to touch it means you're someone I can trust. I am yesterday's child of ignorance, the actor now on stage, and the banished sinner of tomorrow, Chacona Takata. Let me tell you, the story of the Golden Anthem doesn't just belong to the Poet Society. It also belongs to me, Chacona Takata. This is how it all started. A mysterious person showed the poets the truth about the Sentinel. Then they decided to become Knights of Raguna. Back then, besides the conductor, there were others who helped organize things. That was us, the Takata family. It didn't take long for the Order to notice us. To keep everyone safe, they gave my father a key to a study. Inside, there were papers that could have destroyed the Order, if anyone would even believe them in the first place. It was blasphemy, but my father didn't hesitate. He took the key right away. As you've already seen, I was also banished. You've probably heard a lot about the pilgrim's sail from Brant. Usually, the food and water in those ships aren't enough to get the people where they need to go. Even if they made it, the cold would get them. But on that ship, the Order made sure there was nothing. No food, no water, nothing. And there were only 3 fools on board. As for the fire, the poets started it themselves. In the past, everyone thought they were brilliant cantors. But inside, only they understood how fake and arrogant all their poems and music really were. In their last moments before death, the poets just wanted to leave something real behind. But it was so cold out at sea, and wood for fire was already running low. So they set the cabin on fire, and met their ends in the flames. In the world they dreamed of, poets would no longer be shackled, and everyone could sing freely. That was their wish for the future when the curtain fell. With our bodies to fuel the fire, the ensuing inferno shall forge Raguna's true gold. But the Order was afraid. They didn't want any loose ends. So they went to salvage the ship's wreckage. The Golden Anthem gave my father the key. At first, he wouldn't let me near it because I was too little. It wasn't until my mother, my uncle, and the rest of my family were one by one escorted onto Pilgrim's sails. Then, it was his turn. I still remember the day he handed me the key. The smile on his face.
Don't see it as a burden, my child. Remember, true courage isn't hiding it away in your heart. Raise it like a torch, just like the sun, so it can light the way for others. Only this kind of courage can rid your father of the cowardice he showed toward you and your mother. Never forget, you are a Takata.
Father wanted to tell everyone, so the Order put him on a pilgrim's sail with the same charges. And that was the last time I saw him. Later, after I became a wandering bard and poet, I started to feel what was in the melodies of the poets and my ancestors. A sincerity like none other. I wrote songs, weaving the stories my father and the poets discovered into musical scores. But what awaited me was the Order's banishment. The Poet Society and our family could never prove whether the Sentinel's form is really that of a celestial steed. All we could do was hold on to our suspicions and the possible truth, waiting for someone to prove it. Now, that someone has come. He has reached the inverted tower. Now, I have that choice again. Do I reveal the truth? Always worrying about my next meal, wandering from place to place, being chased by acolytes. I'm used to it. But this time, I have you and my friends with me. I can't let you all repeat my fate. If we step onto that stage tomorrow, the Order will not stand idly by. He might even come after you and Carlotta.
Like I said, the truth exists to be uncovered. I've made my choice. And once everyone hears the truth, I believe no one will question the choices you all made in the past. There are hints of the sea inside Jacona's melodies. You should take greater pride in being a poet.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for understanding everything.
Let's open the doors. I hope this time the story ends differently.
Musuhnya siapa nanti?
This song, it's the one she performed last time. The melody is the same, but why does it sound so sad this time?
So, Miss Poet, have you made your decision?
This is a poem I've never seen before. It's so different from what they used to write. Do not place flowers on my tomb, for I do not rest beneath the stone. I am the sea wind at Raguna's walls. I am a dawn that breaks through thorns. I am a nighthawk of wings of flame, soaring towards the celestial steed, whose praises I sing and whose
thank you yang udah like
form
tambahan.
I behold.
I know what you're thinking. You're worried I might end up on the same path you did. Go on.
All the hopes will set us free from doubts and fears deep within. Let the sunrise gild our wings. Let the twilight soothe our skin.
Niat banget loh bikin apa mini movie-nya tuh niat banget.
With you till the end.
Dibikin film pun ini banyak yang nonton.
A penniless bard and the laureate roving in a foreign land. Together, we rise up against the order of the deep itself. But as long as the seeds of doubt are planted, the kindling in Raguna will eventually ignite to forge its true gold. There! Now how's that for a story worth telling? Speaking of which, have you ever read that novel? It's about a knight on a quest to challenge a giant in the name of justice. The knight is also accompanied by a squire. Time after time, they throw themselves at the seemingly invincible giant. I am no Montelli, acolyte of the Order of the Deep or Knight of Raguna. But still, I shall lead the charge. Yahoo! Mount up, Sir Knight! To battle we go!
Jam 12 sampai jam 4. Yuk kita rubah dulu jadi jam 12.
The forgotten songs rise once more. A tale of the past I shall tell. This is the story of those who were accused of blasphemy. They were once poets, singing songs for the divinity and the order. This is how their music became known to all. Until one day, they stumbled upon a truth that could not be proven. The Sentinel, whom we've always revered, is not what they seem. The true divinity granting us blessings is a majestic celestial steed that gallops across the high seas and soars through the skies. And the teachings in our scriptures? Lies. Lies told to us by the Order. Ask yourselves this. Why would Imperator, who once sent Rinascita voices from the heavens, allow their people to suffer aboard those pilgrim sails? How could poets who once sang the praises of the Sentinel come to curse and resent Rinascita, a land they loved so much? People of Rinascita, have you ever wondered why the Order forbids us from seeing their earliest scriptures? Why did none of the fools that boarded the pilgrim sail ever thank the Sentinel? Imperator and Raguna have always stood united, yet lately, they seem to have vanished from our dreams. Why is that?
Chikona Takata, in the name of Imperator and Primus Fenrico, you are hereby under arrest. You will face the full weight of the law at the Order Penitentiary.
Is that so? And what are the charges this time, if I may ask?
Blasphemy!
Oh! The same old tricks again! Is this how the Order intends to keep the truth hidden?
Save your empty words for your confession to the Sentinel. Damnation! She's not working alone!
Farewell, Sir Acolyte! Oh, and just a little tip for you. Keep your eyes on the audience below. Let's see how much of the Order's hypocrisy these empty words can unveil. I have faith. The music of the Golden Anthem will one day echo across Raguna's skies again. Hero suddenly appeared, rescuing the bard right when she was about to be apprehended by the Order. But that's a story for another time.
Rep ngopo Ini Peggy 20 12. Jangan aneh-aneh.
People will still recognize the laureate. I'm now a wanted criminal by the Order. Now this is what a real poet, no, wait, a real knight is supposed to be. Well then. This room
is our final stage. Now, it's your turn to step onto it.
You will witness a different world.
You arrogant hypocrites!
led by curiosity and wonder, you step forward.
I am the gentle sea breeze, sweeping through Whisperwind Haven and towards Raguna's eyeballs.
Halo Om.
Well, have you decided on your answer? I look forward to the public trial.
Perhaps our fates are not so different after all.
It is time, sinner against the sentinel.
Udah gacha Om, Cianya. Udah dapet dong harusnya.
As long as there are those who breathe and see.
My eternal summer will never fade.
Do you feel it? The breeze from Whisperwind Haven. You can even catch the faint scent of wet grass. Next thing you know, maybe an apple will fall on our heads. Or maybe a big grey wolf will leap out and chase a squirrel down a rabbit hole.
What itu sebenarnya cuma nggak ada combo angin. Carlotta kayaknya hidup sendiri bisa.
Thank you, Rover.
Ini sama itu, api kan saya harus lupa juga harus.
I don't have the Blessed Maiden's miracles, nor the powers of a hero. I'm just a wandering bard. The only thing I can offer is to immortalize this moment. I will carry all the stories about you with me. By the way, I met a man at Margarita's who claims to be a playwright. You should watch out for him. I'm not entirely sure who he really is. My guess is that he might be the resonator who's been working with the Order. Here, you can have this music sheet. I'm heading off on a new mission.
Sengat.
An escape mission. Starting today, I'm no longer just a wandering bard. I've got the Order hunting me now. A journey like this, it's begging to be written into a story. Don't you worry. I still remember our promise. About the song I wrote you. We will meet again, and I'll sing it for you, I swear. After all, we're partners in crime now.
Udah kayak gitu doang.
My Lord Primus, it seems your plan has not gone quite as you'd hoped. You sought to revive the blasphemous Poet Society, spreading their legacy to stoke the fires of prejudice, and through my aid summon daemons to sow fear across Raguena City.
I care not for labels of good or evil. My only care is Raguena's order and chaos. Fear is but one tool among many to maintain stability.
Ah, truly the words of one in possession of great power. Such lines are rare, even in plays. And yet, why do you seem so restless, Lord Fenrico? This is hardly the character I expected from you. Is it that foreign laureate that unsettles you so? Or perhaps that insignificant Toccata girl? Or is it something else you seek?
Out of respect for our partnership, some things are better left unsaid.
Of course. As you will, Lord Fenrico.
Padahal Fenrico yang dikendalikan sama Kristoffer. Prolova aja sampai maju sendiri kok.
Wait. You were the one who led the Poet Society to that lithograph, weren't you? I've heard whispers of your presence at Whisperwind Haven around that time. Whenever you were asked, you claimed to be seeking inspiration. Why are you doing this?
As you've said yourself, out of respect for our partnership, some things are better left unsaid. There was no deception. Indeed, I was seeking inspiration. In the end, I found a story about birds in a cage. The birds, having uncovered the truth, must decide. Will they choose to fly into the unknown, or remain caged within the familiar? Ah, Lord Fenrico, a word of reminder. Just as the young Toccata mentioned, how long has it been since you last dreamed of your true divinity? Armed with a wooden spear and a broken helmet, the knight charged at the windmill. His squire, ever loyal, trailed close behind as if becoming one with the knight. Together they charged again and again, true knights in spirit, ignoring the countless wounds they bore. Truly astonishing. Even if you took such a script, what could you possibly accomplish, Hecate?
Maybe because you went to Avenolium and uncovered some of the truth the Order is desperate to hide. It will take a lot more than that to even leave a scratch on you. Perhaps they're having someone else do their dirty work. That just makes finding the one pulling the strings a top priority.
Oh, seperti itu. Oke.
vanished and forever stripped of the right to sing for the Sentinel and the Order. That much is true. The Order's records say as much. But there's still something missing. If such an important melody is lost, we won't be able to find the link between the poets and the Order.
Ini 2, berarti besok masih 1. Oke.
A fire, seemingly forged from the depths of hell, destroyed everything, leaving nothing but ash behind. And so, their work too was swallowed in the flames? That doesn't quite add up. If hellfire was all that remained from the Pilgrim's sail, then could they really have been trying to curse Ragusa? If that were the case, well, shouldn't the curse have come true? That's an awfully big assumption. What if they never boarded the Pilgrim's sail at all? What if none of them perished in that fire? That begs the question, who was on that ship? Who started the fire and spread the rumors about the Golden Anthem? Another poet, intimately familiar with the poets of the Golden Anthem, you say? If such a person exists, then why haven't the Golden Anthem stepped forward to prove the Renaissance? No, that's not it. This will take the story in the wrong direction.
Limited reward. Daily dulu. Sambil nonton Dota saya sebenarnya itu di depan HP. Ini kenapa sih saya panas banget ya? Enak banget bener ini. Wes. Biasanya di sini sih. Aduh enggak. Mantap. Bukan, ini malah yang saya butuhkan. Yang saya butuhkan angin.
Leave it to me. I am the Tempest! Hopefully this...
It's the people. Art unveiled. Meet my compliments. You will yield. The world is mine. A new era awaits. Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Improvise. You recognize me? Witness the art's true form.
Wind calls, waves follow. Good.
Hopefully this helps.
The wicked will face judgment.
Keep it.
Wind howls, unfettered by bounds. Tempest of slashes.
Keep it together.
Will face judgment.
Sakit loh sebenarnya loh.
My compliments. Running won't save me.
Makanya dibuil. Aduh, ya udah nggak apa-apa. Lanjut lagi besok.
Hopefully, we'll make new findings.
Ini sono spare apa lagi? Say hello to her. Keren juga ini game.
Leave it to me.
Flame Ranger will never. bisa ya, harus lewat jalur darat ya. Dan harus ngikutin.
And the tempest! Udah kejadian. Leave it to me.
Dreams, soundless like wind.
Oh, ada sinergi. Oke.
Oh, bring it on!
Annihilation! I am the tempest!
Hot action!
Tugas level 5.
Leave it to me. Tempest of flashes. The wicked We'll face judgment. Annihilation.
Dreams, soundless like wind.
We'll face judgment.
Dreams, soundless like wind.
Time for some hot action!
Hopefully this helps.
Watch and learn!
Waves rise. Judgment strikes!
Dreams, soundless like wind.
The wicked will face judgment!
Time for some hot action!
Leave it to me. The wicked will face judgment!
Watch and learn!
The wicked will face judgment!
Dreams, soundless like wind.
The wicked will
unstop.
Face judgment!
Juningko terakhir itu.
Leave it to me.
Wind rises! Annihilate!
Wind howls.
Unfettered by bounds!
Here comes the slap. The wicked.
Watch and learn!
Dreams, soundless like wind. Unstoppable.
The wicked will face judgment! Wind rises! The wicked will face judgment!
Fear no more.
The slap. I am the tempest!
Dreams, soundless like wind.
Time for some hot action!
Leave it to me.
The wicked will face judgment!
Flame on!
The wicked will face judgment!
Leave it to me.
Dreams, soundless like wind.
Will face judgment! The wicked will face judgment!
Fear no more.
Wind howls, unfettered by bounds!
Dreams, soundless like wind. Unstoppable.
The wicked will face judgment!
Leave it to me.
The wicked will face judgment!
Hopefully this helps.
Will face judgment!
Dreams, soundless like wind. Fear no more.
Will face judgment! The wicked will face judgment!
Leave it to me.
Tempest of slap. The wicked will face judgment. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds. That timing. Dreams soundless like wind. Fear no more. Hopefully this helps. The wicked will face judgment. The wicked, unstoppable. Will face judgment. The wicked will face judgment. Hopefully this helps. Fear no more.
Leave it to me.
Dreams soundless like wind.
Time for some hot action!
Pehe. Kok A doang sih? Harusnya S dong. total 600 ya udah dulu.